Hello, welcome to Key News. This is Braden reporting, and today Facebook already has patents to shadow ban people. And if you don't know what shadow banning is, well, here's the patent. They already admitted it. This is from about a month ago from when I'm recording this. Current date is August 25th. So this is, about a month before here. Within the past 24 hours, Facebook was granted a patent for moderating content in an online forum. That's why I like the term of calling the social media platforms socialist media, because they basically are socialist media. They are currently banning thousands of people on the conservative side of the political spectrum. And there's definitely lots and lots of proof of this. I'm not going to go over all of the, current people that are being shadow banned. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know who they are. But, I mean, Facebook is admitting it right here. I have it on the screen. Facebook patents shadow banning. They patented it. They have the rights to it. They've been doing it for years since Trump's been elected in 2016. They've been doing this. And, they patented it, so now we know. So here we go. If you don't know what shadow banning is, shadow banning, which has become a favorite term among conservative and far-right interests who believe they're experiencing ideological censorship at the hand of social networking platforms, which is true, describes a specific scenario wherein a user has their content demoted or outright hidden without their knowledge. Compare that vernacular definition to this excerpt to the patent's abstract emphasis. The social networking system may receive a list of prescribed content and block comments containing the prescribed content by reducing distribution of those comments to other viewers. However, the social networking system may display the blocked content to the commenting user, such as the commenting user is not made aware of his or her comment was blocked. So basically, if you don't know what that means, it means that they're doing it without your knowledge. So say you have, just an example, 100,000 followers on Facebook or, on your page, and you post a video or a comment or whatever you post, and you expect that to get to all 100,000 of those people that currently follow you. But no, they do not. They never see it. It never gets to them. Facebook doesn't allow it. And you won't, that 100,000 follower count means nothing. Basically, even if that follower count is accurate. I mean, I know Twitter probably does this a little bit more than Facebook, but I mean, they all work together in this socialist, media platform. I mean, it's all hand in hand. It's all connected. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, all of that. But Twitter and Facebook probably being the biggest ones here. So as with our other patents, I wonder what other patents they're talking about here. Probably need to do a little bit more research on that. But this one attempt to cover as many related variations as possible, bestowing the power to shadow banning on a forum creator or moderator. So basically, it's an AI computer moderator, which is the shadow banning, to make sure that your content or what you're posting doesn't get seen by everyone. Text or sentient analysis software or a machine learning classifier. Machine learning, if you watch my previous video about Google and machine learning, you know exactly what's going on here. Deployment examples include profane words, extremely negative, racist, or derogatory comments. That's a key word there, racist. If hopefully you're paying attention here, what's going on in the fake news network, communist news network, CNN. They love to throw around that term racist. Trump's racist. This person is racist. That person's racist. This person's a white supremacist. This is all targeted towards, that's why I say conservatives, because it is. And I have a couple of articles here that I'll go over about conservatives and why they're specifically being targeted. So we'll just get into that. So shadow banning, what is it and why is Trump talking about it on Twitter? Twitter shadow banning prominent Republicans Not good. We will look into this discriminatory and illegal practice at once. Many complaints. 2018. Even before Vice News reported on conservative accounts being buried, and I wrote on Twitter about concerns over bias on their platform, 2 months later, they still haven't responded by Ronna McDaniel. So what does Twitter have to say about this? I mean, they're obviously, they're the ones doing it. I mean, it's a manual ban. I mean, it's not something that's automatic. It's someone on the other end is flipping a switch and saying, hey, we're turning on the shadow banning without you knowing. It's someone on the other end that's flipping the switch. So it's human people doing this on the other end. We are aware that some accounts are not automatically populating in our search box and shipping a change to this address, Twitter said. Here's Kayvon Bakepour, obviously from Twitter, responding to this. We're obviously working to improve our behavior-based ranking model. Their breadth and accuracy will improve over time. It's important to note that these behavior signals are not binary, and they are one of many other signals that factor into ranking. So, this basic arbitrary, statement that he's making to say, covering the fact that it's other people flipping the switch on this shadow ban. And why is this a big deal? Conservatives have long criticized Twitter and other social media platforms for allegedly censoring their opinions. Weeks after the 2016 presidential election, conservatives blasted Twitter for bias after it suspended several high-profile accounts. In February, Trump supporters and conservatives said Twitter showed bias again after a purge of bot accounts dramatically increased those users' follower counts. The Twitter purge is real, Fox commentator Don Bongino said soon after it happened. But it's not just Twitter. While testifying before Congress in April, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg dismissed claims the social media giant suppresses conservative voices, but Facebook says it will investigate the treatment of conservatives on its platform. So basically the robot, alien Mark Zuckerberg is, obviously going to deny this. Twitter accused of political bias and right-wing crackdown. There's another article. Vice admits Twitter is shadow banning conservatives, mainstream Republicans, from Breitbart. A new report from left-leaning Vice News revealed that Twitter is hiding the accounts of certain high-profile conservatives from users, which Breitbart News has been covering for years. Excuse me. The Republican Party Chair Ronna McDaniel, several conservative Republican congressmen, and Donald Trump Jr. spokesman no longer appear in the auto-populated drop-down search bar on Twitter, Vice News has learned. It's a shift that diminishes their reach on the platform, and it's the same one being deployed against prominent racists to limit their visibility. It's the same one being deployed against prominent racists to limit their visibility. So, if you're not aware of this agenda that's currently going on, they are equating actual racists, people that, I assume are probably KKK or, along a line with the Nazi agenda, this Marxist, I'm going to say leftist, people as Antifa, they're the real racist, how they claim they're anti-fascist. So I'll go over that in another video, cover Antifa and exactly what their agenda is and, what they've done so far. But against prominent racists to limit their visibility. So they're equating, Republicans, Donald Trump Jr., Jr. spokesman, I guess not him specifically, they're equating them as racist, but, it obviously goes further than that. I'm just going over just a little bit of information here, just scratching the surface. And then here's another one. Facebook receives patent for shadow banning tech. I've covered that in the previous article here. Big tech censorship of conservative users is alive and well. A study released by the Pew Research Center in late June has once again brought to the surface a key issue of the Obama-era Title II net neutrality regulations, America's concern about big tech's approach to privacy, censorship, and political bias, and how Obama ignored it, aka Obama pushed it. The study found that 7 in 10 Americans think it likely that social media companies intentionally censor political views that they find objectionable. The majority of us Americans agree that it is necessary for online platforms to regulate hate speech. So this is the biggest pile of S that I've ever seen. The majority of U.S. Americans agree that it is necessary for online platforms to regulate hate speech. That to me is just completely sad. The First Amendment right is, in my opinion, the most important thing. That's why it's the First Amendment. Freedom to speech, freedom for religion. You can believe whatever you want. Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you don't bother other people. But the thing about social media is that you're not bothering other people. You can choose to read what someone else says. You can mute them, you can unfriend them, you can, have other options. If you don't want to see it, you don't have to see it. Doesn't mean if you don't like it, people ban people at mass. People report people and flag, certain channels and people they ban people that they don't like their ideology. Sorry if I didn't say that better, but I think you get it. A Pew study found that 72% of American public thinks it's likely that social media platforms actively censor political views. Well, that's definitely correct. Big tech censorship. Republican lawmakers ask FTC to probe allegations of bias. 2 prominent Republican lawmakers asked the Federal Trade Commission Monday to investigate how big tech companies curate their content, citing the enormous influence wielded by Twitter, Facebook, and Google. The letters of Senator Josh Hawley, Republican, and Ted Cruz, Republican, Texas, asked the agency to seek information on the conduct and practices of big tech companies, specifically regarding what content they restrict or promote and how these decisions are made. The effort is part of a larger push by some Republicans against what they characterize as anti-conservative censorship by tech companies. I'm going to repeat that. The Republicans characterize it as anti-conservative censorship by tech companies, an accusation that Silicon Valley has consistently denied. Of course they would deny it. Big tech companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter exercise enormous influence on speech, Hawley and Cruz said in a letter. They control the ads we see, the news we read, and the information we digest, and they actively censor some content and amplify other content based on algorithms and intentional decisions. Mentioned that earlier. People are on the other end, human people, pushing the buttons. They click the button to shadow ban you. They click the button to make the content not appear on the recommended. So it's always going to be one-sided. As long as Twitter, Google, and Facebook are, the top platforms, this is going to exist no matter what. I mean, Google already admitted in 2016 after Trump won that they're promised that it's not going to happen again. That's why this is happening. Google promised in 2016 that this will not happen again. They will not let another Republican, another Trump, they won't let Trump get reelected. They're not going to let it happen again, and they're obviously doing everything to make sure that it's not going to happen. Senator Hawley press office. New. Senator Hawley and Senator Ted Cruz sent a letter to the FTC requesting an investigation. Sorry. New Senator Hawley and Senator Ted Cruz sent a letter to the FTC requesting an investigation into how big tech companies curate content due to the enormous influence these companies hold over speech and the alarming and endless possibilities for abuse. Trump hosts conservative fire bans for social media summit. We're not going to be silenced. So Trump is already starting to take action. He hasn't done what he's needed to do yet. He hasn't pulled the big tech, I forgot exactly what it is. But the trigger to basically, stop this from happening, from taking executive action like he should have done by now, to make sure that he's going to win again, because he already won in a rigged election and he's going to win again. And that's what needs to happen. Trump needs to take action. We want all people, regardless of race, nationality, gender, religion, or political leanings, to find our products useful. That requires, above all, that we earn and maintain their trust, he wrote. And that was from the Google vice president there. Oh yeah, here's some BS right here. These algorithms don't detect political perspectives, much less use them in any way to determine how web pages are ranked. Objective third-party studies, including most recently a comprehensive year-long assessment of Google News results by The Economist, have found no evidence of ideological bias in their direction. I mean, even if they admitted it, it's not going to be in the, in the actual algorithm. But that's why I said there's people manually on the other end pulling the trigger, doing the shadow banning, and stopping, the other side from speaking. The side that's gonna get Trump reelected. They don't want to spread that message and to make sure that Trump gets reelected in 2020. And I'm trying to make people aware of that. Thank you for watching.